Wondering how to film and edit your own videos for your online course? The technology may feel a little daunting at first, but I promise you do not need a ton of tech expertise or any expensive gear to create a professional looking online course. That's why today I can't wait to share these types of course videos that you can create, and then I'll share all of the recording and editing tools you'll need, plus my favorite equipment to create a professional looking online course on a budget. Hey, I'm Melissa, and welcome back to Wit Wire, where we help creators turn their skills and passions into profitable online businesses. I've been in the online course industry for a long time, first for Ramit Sethi and then for Teachable, and now running my own online business at Wit Wire. And I know that video is one of the biggest things that holds really savvy entrepreneurs back from creating their own online course. But truly, you do not need to do a fancy in-studio production. You don't need expensive gear or video cameras. You can use tools that you already have at home with maybe a few additions to create a really high-quality course from the comfort of your home. So today, we're going to talk about 3 key things. First, I'll talk about the main types of videos that you can create for your online course. Second, I'll talk about the equipment I recommend, from mics to video cameras, and trust me, it is cheaper than you think. You do not need a fancy $500 camera to be a course creator. And third, we'll talk about all the recording and editing tools that you'll need to keep things very simple and affordable. First, let's talk about the different types of course videos. Number 1 is a talking head. That's what you see me doing currently. It's just a video camera on somebody's face, typically around the shoulders and up. And although this video works really well for YouTube and a lot of social media platforms, it's actually not my preference for online courses. And the reason why is because I think many students learn best when there is some kind of visual on the screen, like slides. So although this does feel like it could be the simplest to create for some people, I actually find the next types of videos to be easier for me to create and better for students to retain information. So with that, let's move into type number 2, which is a slide-based video. I would say probably 80 to 90% of all Wit Wire courses are slide-based videos, where what you see is a recording of my screen, I'm moving through a slide deck, and then it is optional if you want to include what's called a PIP, or a picture-in-picture. That's where you see someone's little face in the corner. The tool that you'll use to record these can actually be the same tool, and that's coming up shortly. But I would say if I only had to choose one type of video that suits most course creators, it would be a slide-based video. If you aren't sure how to get started with creating your own slides, I do have a free download in the comments. It's my complete online course toolkit, and I have a few different resources for both free and paid templates that can really kickstart the slide creation process and make it way simpler to start with a designed template instead of from scratch. So you'll find that in the description, or you can find it at witandwire.com/course toolkit. Video number 3 is a screen share video. Now, technically, a slide-based video is a type of screen share video, but this is the parent category. This is where you record anything on your screen. As an example, in a lot of my courses, if I'm doing a demo where I'm building a course, I want to show you my screen and actually walk you through the process instead of just talking about it on slides. I know I'm a very visual learner, so I think seeing something on a screen and then being able to follow along is not only great for your own teaching style, but it's really helpful for your students as well. Since I mentioned it before, you can also put a PIP, or that little face in the corner, into a screen share video. So it doesn't matter if you're recording slides or if you're recording any part of your computer screen, you'll be able to have the option to include your face or not. As a quick aside, you may be wondering, should I include my face in all of these videos? And the answer is, it depends. I honestly don't show my face in a lot of Wit Wire course videos, and the reason why is because I have found that I can create videos more quickly when my face isn't there, because I don't have to do all of this and I don't have to set up a background. So for me, not including my face actually removed a barrier between me feeling very perfectionist tendencies around course creation. On the other hand, I think people like to see faces, and people don't need you to be perfect in an online course. So there are some videos, especially demos, where I do like to show my face. So it's completely your call, but just know that it's a huge myth that says you have to be on video during an online course. It's just not true. Video number 4 is a whiteboard video. I'm using the term whiteboard loosely to refer to you writing on a screen. In reality, you're probably writing on an iPad. So similar to the screen share video, in this case, students can see your face and they can see a notepad on usually an iPad, but it can be a computer screen as well. And in this case, you would be writing And I think that this is a little bit better than just a straight up talking head video, because in this case, the students still see key words on the screen, key phrases, they know what to take notes about. So just as in a traditional classroom setting, you often see professors with either slides or something on a whiteboard, I think that's why those can work really well for online courses as well. Video number 5 is a live demo. If you're doing something that requires you to film something in person, like drawing, cooking, yoga exercises, anything that requires you to kind of move about or show people something that's in your video, not on your screen, the reason why this is going to be so different from the other video types is that it'll require a different video setup. So when we get into the tools, I'll talk about different options, but I will go ahead and say that this is the most involved video type, but there are still ways that you can record even from an iPhone without any fancy video equipment, and so I'll give you a few of those shortly. There are probably a few other types that I've missed, but I would say almost every course creator that I've ever worked with or that I've seen through my experience at Teachable, they all use primarily slide-based videos or screen share videos, maybe a little bit of a talking head video. They decide if they want to show their face in the corner as a completely personal choice, and then a few based on their topic will definitely include some live demos as well. Next up is part 2, microphones, video cameras, and equipment. Let me just tell you right now, I do not recommend buying a fancy video camera just for your online course. All of my Wit Wire courses were created with my podcasting microphone, which I'll talk about in a second, and I use a simple webcam. You can use the one that's built into your laptop, or if you'd like, this is the one that I've used. It's from Logitech. It cost me about $60. And depending on the newness of your laptop, the quality may be significantly different from just a simple webcam like this one. But that's as fancy as it gets. Even if you're doing live demo videos, I think recording from your iPhone or any existing camera that you have is perfect. Even this YouTube video is actually recorded on my iPhone, and so you can see the quality is pretty good. If you're recording a live demo video, then you may need to get into things like putting your phone on a tripod or looking into lighting. I'll leave a few links to my favorites below this video, but I just can't stress enough that I would keep it very simple, because remember, people don't buy courses because they need fancy videos. They're buying a course because it's a solution to their problem. So ultimately, you want to look professional, you want to have a clean appearance to your overall course, but people do not need it to be extra fancy schmancy. They just need your help. Now, briefly going back to microphones, I will say that if there was one piece of equipment that I would recommend for course creators, it would be a mic. And the reason why is because the quality is so much higher just by spending $50 to $100 on a USB microphone. Now, I've been a podcaster for over 4 years, and so I've tried a ton of different mics. Some of my favorites include the Blue Yeti, which I think is a great choice for both beginner podcasters and beginner course creators. And then what you see me using in this video is the Shure MV7. I have additional resources below this video to learn more about the specific gear I recommend. But overall, I think the main takeaway I want you to have is that I do recommend using a microphone because it definitely enhances the quality of the overall videos. That said, if you're not in a place to buy a microphone, then I would just recommend wearing headphones that you already own that have a built-in mic, because that quality is going to be a lot better than you talking to your computer. Imagine how close your mouth is. I know that sounds weird, but when you have the white Apple headphones, let's say, and you've got that little microphone, that is going to be better quality than talking to your computer because your mouth is very far away from any microphone. So draft pick number 1 is to buy a microphone, but draft pick number 2 is to wear headphones with a built-in mic. Again, all of the tools, equipment, everything that I've mentioned before, and even a few extras not covered in this video can be found in our complete online course toolkit, which you'll find at witandwire.com/course toolkit. One accessory I forgot to mention is called a pop filter. Depending on which microphone you buy, you may want to purchase this additional piece of equipment because it muffles the harsh popping P sounds. They're called plosives. Especially with the Blue Yeti, I have found that a good pop filter makes a huge difference for just an extra roughly $15. So you'll find a link to some pop filter options in the toolkit. Part 3, filming your online course. Depending on how you're delivering your content, there are a few good options. If you want to deliver your content live, then I recommend either Zoom or Riverside. What I like about Zoom is that it's very accessible, not just for you, but for your students. In today's day and age, a lot of people are very familiar and comfortable with Zoom, so I think that is an advantage for Zoom. If you do record your courses live, you can upload the replays into your course creation platform, and that way students who cannot attend the live event can watch that replay. If you're teaching live and you want to level up a little bit, I do like other tools like Riverside as well. What I like about Riverside and even Ecamm is that you can use both of these tools and kind of flexibly move things around on the screen. Like Ecamm offers a ton of really fun options to not just show a slide deck, but different graphics. They both allow you to bring in more than one presenter. So I just think the flexibility of some of those other tools surpasses Zoom, especially when it comes to downloading the finished product. In Zoom, the download that you're going to get is just going to be one final video. But with Riverside or Ecamm, you have options like just downloading the slide recording or just downloading one speaker's view. They give you a few more options in the editing process. Now, as you'll learn shortly, I don't believe in doing very complicated edits when it comes to your course. So that might not be a deal breaker, but I thought it'd be helpful to see not just one option, but two. That said, I'm guessing many of you are going to pre-record your courses so that students can move through a self-paced program. And if that is you, my favorite tool is called Loom. You can try a free demo at witandwire.com/Loom, and you can actually use it for free for, I believe, up to 100 videos of up to 5 minutes. If you do want to record videos for your course that are longer than 5 minutes, it's $8 a month as of the time of this recording, but I think it's completely worth it because not only can you use Loom to create videos for your course, but I also use Loom for client communication, student communication, and tons of other things, and you can check out this other complete Loom tutorial if you're curious to learn more. The reason why I think Loom is a great option is because not only is it affordable, it can do all three of the major types of videos that most course creators use. You can create a talking head video like this one. You can create a screen share video to either share your slides or something on your screen. And you can do that either with the pip in the corner, your little face, or without. So to me, I use Loom all the time to create just slide-based videos. Sometimes I include my face, sometimes I don't. But then beyond just recording, you have very simple editing tools. So you can trim the beginning and end, you can cut out small parts of the video. And honestly, my best overall tip when it comes to editing for your online course is to keep it very simple. I don't do a ton of editing for my online course videos. I do trim the beginning and the end, and sometimes if I make a mistake in the middle that's a bigger mistake, I'll just pause, restart a slide, and then keep going, and I'll trim that part out. But for the most part, I just try to teach the way that I used to in a classroom. I think we forget that people don't need us to be perfect. They just want to learn from you. And if you flub a little bit, they don't mind. So I go into all of my recordings knowing it's going to be a roughly 5 to 15 minute video, and then I'm just going to teach all the way through the same way that I would in a classroom. And I think that takes off a lot of the pressure. Loom isn't the only popular tool used by course creators. I know Camtasia is another very popular tool. And depending on how intense you want to make your edits, you may want to use other tools. I use iMovie for free on my MacBook. It comes included, I should say. So if you do want to do a little bit more with the video editing, there are additional options. But overall, if I were to just give you my one overall recommendation for recording and editing videos, it would definitely be Loom. And again, you can start that for free at witandwire.com/Loom. As you can see, the only real cost of this video was the microphone and potentially a separate webcam, but there is no video camera, there's no fancy gear. Loom is $8 a month if that's what you go with. And this can hopefully paint the picture that creating an online course, or at least the videos within the course, is a lot more affordable and doable than a lot of people fear. So hopefully this has maybe debunked some of those myths and made course creation feel a little bit more attainable. And if you are feeling excited about course creation and you want to see all of the tools I talked about today, plus a few other favorites we didn't have time to get into, like my favorite slide templates and more, you can download that complete online course toolkit at witandwire.com/course toolkit, or you'll find a link in the description. If you found this video helpful, leave it a thumbs up, and I'm sure that this brought up some more questions about course creation. So I would love to know in the comments below, what questions do you have about online courses that you would like to see me do a video about next? Then when you're ready, since I know you're interested in course creation, here's another video that I think you'll really enjoy.